Hi, you're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen. I am Elisa, and I'm here to do a reading for the solar eclipse. There's a solar eclipse happening in Virgo. This reading is being done like the day before, but yeah, Virgo is my sign, so it's like, oh my gosh, it's very ominous. And there's obviously a lot going on in the world right now. It's weird that we just have this like crow calling, and right before I turned on the camera there was like all these sirens blazing. When I did the split from the mystical shaman, we got which really goes with the crow cawing in the background, but this is so crazy because you know, it's obviously an eclipse, it's a full moon. We got the moon card, which is a card all about timing and the cycles of life and things having their moment. And then we have this crow cawing, and we have the blade, which is a card of the truth coming out, which the crow also represents. And then we have this climaxing on this full moon. It's weird because it looks like there's a sun in the background. It's a solar eclipse, full moon in Virgo. So this is pretty auspicious already. When I pull down we got the lower world, so this speaks to the shadow realm, and then we got this spiral, which is a card of like sort of like recurring cycles that happen in life, like patterns, you know, where like you might attract this recurring situation to yourself, and it's like something internal that needs to be healed, because it's like situations and the people might change, but the circumstance remains, you know, until you sort of figure out what the pattern is and break it, you know. And that's kind of what that card speaks to. And then we have the giveaway, which this is a card of karma. And then we have the time master, which is a card of, basically it's a card of breaking this cycle. So it's like time for whatever this cycle is to be broken, the truth to come out, the cycle to be broken, the light to be shown on this darkness. This is going to be like a really I think big eclipse. I mean, especially for me, because I'm a Virgo. Okay, so we have underneath, we have the hunter, the council, we have many paths, the upper world, and basically it's just sort of like this is a person who's like following their path, their destiny. They're following the clues that they're getting from the universe to, you know, follow the trail to their, you know, their path, their destiny. We have, interestingly, we have the Council of Light, you know, so there's obviously some very powerful beings of light that are presiding over this situation. This is a card of many paths, is a card of like perspective, and like how you look at a situation is going to determine like how it serves you, you know. So for example, like the story that they give with this card is that there's like these two stonemasons, and they're both laying stones, you know, and like you ask one of them like, what are you doing? And he's kind of, you know, he hasn't become part of the larger story. Like he's sort of like, oh, I'm just laying stones. Like he doesn't really care. Like he's just, you know, he's just there doing it. But the other one, you ask what he's doing, and he's like, I'm building a cathedral, you know. Like he's become part of this larger purpose, and in doing that, like that gives him, he comes into alignment with this power that's larger than himself, you know. It's interesting because we have that, and we have this upper world, and we have this council of light on each side. So it's almost like there's like a reckoning happening where these ancestors or light beings or you know, angels or powers in the spiritual dimension, they're almost like they're looking at the earth and these two paths, you know, like one person has become part of a larger cause and one person is just going through the motions. And like I think that assigned destiny is going to be part of this reckoning, which is coming to fruition during this eclipse. So it's like, wow, this is a... And then when I did a split on the regular tarot, I get the Four of Pentacles. This is a card kind of like of hoarding, of like hanging on, like a blocked energy, like you're not in the flow, like you're holding on to what you have, not wanting to, you're kind of stuck. It's like you're stuck because you're not in the flow, like you're hoarding, like you're holding on to what you have, like you're this card of being greedy, selfish, you know. And so whatever this situation is, it's like there's movement now. This is a card of slow and steady movement forward. This is like stable movement. It's not rash. It's been very well thought through. This is building a solid foundation for the future, but like it's almost like there's this two tails, you know, like we have this selfish, greedy energy, and we have good news coming. There's a turning point in this situation, like whatever this is, like there's been like all this conflict. We have the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords. So this is like conflict, like there's been conflict, but there's going to be a resolution. And it's almost like there's going to be winners and there's going to be losers in this. So whatever this stuck thing is, it's going to be like broken. Like there's going to be, this just fell out on the bottom. Something's going to break up this energy so that progress can be made. And then we have progress, we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Three. So it's almost like this person who's been making slow and steady progress, who's been like diligently working hard, they're gonna, this is the best card in the deck. This is the Sun. This is like happiness, abundance, fertility, you know, the light's shining upon you. You have the blessings of the universe, and then there's like community around this person. So it's almost like there's been, you know, like we have the tale of the two paths. There's like the one person who's just like, I'm just laying stones down, like I don't really care. Like this person is been like hanging on to what they've got. They've been hoarding, they've been selfish, they've been greedy, but not devoted to like a higher calling. And then we have this other person who's been working really hard, making steady progress. They've been super diligent, and it's almost like this Council of Light is they're gonna make a judgment. They're making a call, and they're going to allow the situation to move forward in one way or the other, which, you know, remains to be seen. But I think we're going to get some clarity about that during the eclipse. So it's like, oh my gosh, this is very dramatic. Okay, since we do have the Council of Light Beings, I'm going to go to the Angels and Ancestors deck and see what we get here. It's interesting because when I did pull the deck out, we got Hunter, which I pulled out of that other deck too. That's the second time. This is this person who's really just tracking with their destiny, and like they're trying to make something happen, you know? Okay. All right. So at the bottom, we got shift your perception. So there is going to be a significant shift happening with this eclipse energy. And the path to that is Fire Guardian, ignite your passions. So be in alignment with your passions. There was a reading about like, there was something about like staying in alignment with like your heart, and that that was going to lead you forward. I don't remember exactly what the reading was called, but I'm going to link it up here. We have the shaman, trust in higher forces. So it's like there is guidance all around. We've got the upper world, we've got the Council of Light. You know, there's all these higher beings that are presiding over this situation. So just trust and have faith that there is guidance. You know, if you follow your passion, there is guidance around you to sort of like help navigate through this. Like, obviously what this is going to be a tough moment. And then it says Oracle, wait for important information. So there's guidance, wait for it, you'll know when you get it, but it's there to like guide you through this sort of difficult moment. This really reminds me of, I just watched this movie last night, and it's called 47 Ronin, and it's like this samurai movie, and it's got Keanu Reeves in it, and he's like this half-breed, which, you know, I'm a half-breed, and so it was really resonating. But like, you know, he was having to, the 47 Ronin had to like follow their destiny and fight this huge battle, and like there was all this, you know, all these metaphors about them having to follow their guidance, like not act rashly, like they're going to be tested by all these things around them, but like you know, like if you are truly like a clear channel, you'll know like when you get the guidance, which way to go. So like, I think this is all speaking to that experience. This looks to be like a very profound moment that's like, it's almost like someone's been training for this their whole life, and this is like a moment of profound reckoning that's gonna unveil itself or unfold for this eclipse. So it's just like, oh my gosh, this is like so, like, it's just really big energy. So I'm going to go to the Transient Light Tarot. We're going to pick a couple cards from this deck. And then I think we're going to also do the Queen of the Moon Oracle, because it is the full moon solar eclipse, which is kind of a big deal. It's the beginning of the eclipse season in the Virgo Pisces. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Swords. So this is like a profound loss, end of some, it's like the end of something, like, but we have this butterfly rising above this. So it's like almost like whatever this is, it's almost like this has to be taken down in order for things to like move forward. And it's going to be like really a big traumatic event, but that is going to pave the way for this new beginning. So like, this looks very like cataclysmic. Champion of Wands, so that's the Knight of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the Revealer, the High Priestess. So there's like a bold move that's happening. It's gonna like, it's like something is gonna happen, which is just gonna like totally, it's almost like it's gonna be like, we've been like hovering around this for a really long time. So like, you know, in current events, like this thing that's happening is the Israel, Palestine, Hamas conflict. You know, like there's been like conflict around this for a long time, you know, and it's been kind of stuck in this dysfunctional state. Or you could look at it with like the US government and that what's going on in the House. Like, it's like there's reached this impasse where it's just like everything is so dysfunctional that like nothing can move forward. So it's almost like there's this battle to end all battles where like there's going to be a victor that's going to emerge on the other side of this, and then there's going to be like this new beginning, and like everything's going to come to a head with this eclipse season, it seems, which it definitely seems poised to do at this moment in time in all of those areas, you know. So some bold move is going to happen, and it's going to cause this total reality check. Like, this is the Three of Swords. Like, this is like heartbreak. It's like about like not being in alignment with reality, but it's almost like, you know, like in the 47 Ronin, like they all had to like meet their destiny, and there was this evil lord that was like presiding over the land, and like they had to take him out because he was like oppressing all the people. So they had to like take him out, and then that paved the way for a new beginning for the land, you know. That's kind of what this is speaking to. And then we have the Revealer. This is like the High Priestess. But what I'm getting from this, because we've got this constellation here, and we've got this moon, and we've got this light in the dark, but it's almost like whatever the outcome is, it's going to be shown, like through whatever conflict is emerging here. And then the path forward is going to reveal itself, you know. But it's going to be like just shocking, cataclysmic change is kind of what this is all speaking to. And I mean, that is definitely what's happening. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Queen of the Moon, and we'll pick some final cards for this full moon solar eclipse in Virgo Pisces. This is like, oh my gosh, this is going to be like so dramatic and so just massive. Okay. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. At the bottom, we have peace, which is really interesting because there's like this war that's breaking out in the world, and it seems like the opposite of peace is what's happening right now. But this person, despite what's going on in the world around, this person has a bubble of peace around them. They've cultivated this bubble of peace around them. So like, I think in terms of how to navigate this situation, and especially on like the day of the eclipse, like this should be the focus, like cultivating this bubble of peace around yourself, because there's all this stuff that's going to happen in the environment, and the only thing you can control is that's what you should be aware of. We have release, which is really interesting because, you know, I think that kind of goes with this card, but also this person's heart center is like totally open. So they're just like, it's like almost like all this pain and obstruction and what's ever been holding them back, it's going to be, they're just going to let it go. Like the universe is going to like take it from this person, and they're going to be sort of like liberated from whatever this thing is that's been holding them back. And we have nourishment. What's really, I think, also very meaningful for me is there's this, the moon is like a wheel of cheese, and I am a vegan cheesemaker. I've been going through this whole transformative process with my cheese, and so this means something to me, but I think also like it goes with this message of like focus. There's gonna be all this chaos around, so like the most valuable thing that you can do for yourself during this crazy cataclysmic moment is to take care of yourself, cultivate this air of peace around yourself, and you know, really just focus on yourself and your health, and like allowing this stuff to be released, and like allowing healing to happen within your own heart, because that's what's going to really prepare you for what is coming after this, which obviously I think there's going to be some pretty significant destinies that are going to be like revealed to people through this process. And then we have wisdom. So yeah, it's like, don't act out, don't be rash, you know, do this work on yourself, like, and the wisdom is going to be here for you. So it's interesting too that this fell out on top of the revealer. So this person is going to know what to do and where to go, but like while all this is going down, like just allow the change to happen and focus on healing yourself so that you'll be ready, so that when you know, when this insight comes, you'll know what to do, but you'll be ready. So this looks like really like life-changing, super dramatic stuff that's happening, but it does seem like there's been like a lot of preparation for this moment that's been coming for a long time in the readings leading up to this. So it's like, here we go. This is it. So I'll leave you with that, and check in soon with more for the eclipse season.